welcome to my channel Notes from the Sewing Room. My name's Becky. Thanks for joining me today. Today's video is all about what I made during the month of March, and also if you're interested I'm also going to give you a little bit of an update on my house renovations as well. So if that is something that does interest you, then please do stay tuned. So I've got a few different bits and pieces to tell you about today. If you are new to my channel, I'm all about sewing here basically. I talk about sewing patterns, fabrics, things I've made, a little bit of upcycling. Sometimes I take part in sewing challenges and that kind of thing. So I would love it if you could hit that like button if you do enjoy watching today's video, and consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Before I get on with today's video, I'll just give you a little bit of an update on what I'm wearing today in case you're interested. I know sometimes you are. So I've got one of my trusty Agnes tops on underneath here. That's the Tilly and the Buttons one, of course. I've got a shop bought cardigan on, which is by Hell Bunny. I don't know if you know them, but I like the crop cardigans that they do. And if I just stand up, I'm giving this skirt a bit of a whirl. This is the Felicity skirt by Jennifer Lauren patterns that I made a while ago, and you may remember that I said I wasn't too sure about it, but today I thought I'm going to give it a go because the weather is a little bit cooler than it's been over the last few days. Although this morning I've been busy doing my housework and I'm a little bit warm now, to be honest, but the weather is a little bit cooler today anyway. But anyway, I thought I would just tell you what I've been up to in terms of my sewing projects. So here we go. So the first project that I wanted to share with you today is this one. So this is the Friday Pattern Company square neck top. I love this pattern. I've made it 2 times before this one. I've made a woven version and a jersey version. And the great thing about this pattern is that it can be made in both jersey and woven, which kind of gives you a little bit of variety. You can make it in different fabrics and it can look quite different depending on how much drape the fabric has got, you know, what pattern it is, in terms of, you know, if it's got colours on there or if it's plain or whatever. But I think that this top goes with loads of stuff. It's a good one for layering, so you can put a nice chunky cardigan over it or a lightweight cover up over there if you want to, or of course if it is a little bit warmer you can just wear it by itself. I like that it's quite a plain sort of t-shirt design, but you have got this different neckline, which I think just, you know, adds a little bit of something different to it. And yeah, I really like a square neckline, to be honest. I think it's quite flattering. It's finished with a facing, as you can probably see just around there, so I've actually top stitched that down. I guess you could hand tack it in place if you wanted to, if you didn't want to top stitch it. I have made this as part of the Sew Yellow for Endo sewing challenge, which has been going on Instagram, and it actually closed yesterday, which I think was the 26th of March. But yes, so I've made mine, like I say, out of a jersey fabric. If I just hold that up, you'll be able to see. So it's this lovely yellow kind of mustardy colour, animal print type jersey. I bought this absolutely ages ago, I think from Material Girl Laura. Can't quite remember, but I think that I did. I only had a metre of it, but I've managed to get this top out of a metre. So I made this top in a size small, but I have actually just taken a little bit extra out of the side seams. Just personal preference. I don't like things that are too kind of loose on me, too boxy. So I decided to put on the top inside out during this kind of sewing making process, kind of marked with some chalk and pins where I actually wanted to take the top in, and then actually took it off, obviously, and then sewed up the rest of it so that it was the right fit for me. But yeah, I really like that one. The pattern's got a good size range as well. And yeah, I would definitely recommend trying it if you haven't already. I'm desperate to try and hack this into a dress, but I haven't tried it yet. I know some people have. If you have made this top, then let me know how you found it. But also, if you have tried to make it into a dress, I would love to know how you did it, how you got on with it, if you used a woven fabric for it, and if you did, what kind, and likewise, if you used a jersey fabric and made it into a dress, how did that work? Did you use a cotton jersey? Did you use a viscose jersey, etc.? I'd love to know, so thank you. Leave me any comments below and I'll try and get back to you as quick as I can. I will of course put all the descriptions of everything that I'm mentioning today in the description box below as well, so check that out if you are interested. So yeah, that's project number 1 I wanted to share with you today. So the second project is actually not something I've used a pattern for, but it's something that's super helpful, and that is another little bag. So you may know that I love these type of little bags, kind of a book, I call them a book bag, but I guess you can call them all kinds of different things. I've used 2 So Hayley Jane fat quarters that I received in the last box on the inside. I love that fun flower fabric, I think that's quite fun. And I've used an offcut of some denim that I had left over from making a skirt a little while ago. And then I've just used this kind of woven strap type stuff that I bought from a local craft shop. You may notice that I've got these hearts and kind of flower designs on the front, which is quite fun. I was sent these vinyls over from Happy Fabric UK. They gave them me for free just to try out, and in exchange for an Instagram post. Which you can see I've made a little Instagram reel. If you are interested, have a look at my Instagram channel, Notes from the Sewing Room, and you'll find me on there. But I found these quite easy to iron on, and they cut them out for me. I haven't got a machine to cut them out at home, but they do sell the kind of plain sheets of the kind of pinks and lilacs and all of that, and then you could cut them out at home, whether you've got you know, a special machine to cut them out, or you could cut them out with the scissors yourself. I got sent some vinyl around Christmas time, and I did actually cut that out with the scissors, and I made some initials for some friends, and I actually made them a similar bag to this, and they absolutely loved them. So I think the vinyl works quite well for that. All I did to iron these on was put some baking paper over the top of the vinyls, and then pressed carefully on top of the baking paper with the vinyl underneath, actually on the bag of course, and then they've stuck on. So I'm quite pleased with that, and I think it just adds a little bit of something fun and interesting to the front of my new little bag. So that's project number 2. Project number 3 that I wanted to share with you today is actually something that I've made for my little boy William. So you may know that I've got a little boy and he's 1. So I love to make little bits and pieces for him, and if you watched one of my previous videos, you may remember me saying that I was going to make something for him for World Book Day. So William wasn't actually in nursery the day that it was World Book Day, because he doesn't go to nursery on that particular day, but I wanted to kind of get involved and kind of do a nod to World Book Day the day before. So what I decided to do is, as the baby room where William goes were doing the theme of Winnie the Pooh, that I would make something in Winnie the Pooh themed fabric. So I bought this fabric. You can see it's got these lovely little Winnie the Poohs on there, and he's got a shiny bit, I don't know if you can see it, on his shirt and on the balloons, which is quite fun. I bought it from a fabric company called M2M Fabrics. Never bought from them before, but I found them online when I was looking for Winnie the Pooh themed jersey. So this is a cotton jersey, and I've actually made these out of a pyjama pattern that I actually had left over from Christmas time. So this is actually the pattern scissors cloth Perry pyjamas. So they're actually, well, you can buy them either just in the child sizes, or you can buy them as the family pack, I believe. So I actually have the family packs. I made myself some pyjamas at Christmas as well to match William. But I really like the fit of these trousers. They're quite nice. They've got an extra panel, I don't know if you can see, around the bottom area, which works quite well when you've got the nappy inside. But I really like these. I'm going to put in a picture so you can see him wearing them. But they looked absolutely super on him with the little jumper that I made to match. So this is the little jumper that I made. So you might notice that I cut out one of the little Winnie the Poohs from the jersey fabric and just added it in there as like a little label. So I used the Poppy and Jazz strawberry sweatshirt pattern to make this jumper, but you may notice I've kind of hacked it a little bit because I've added on a little hood. So I've added some little bear ears, as the theme was Winnie the Pooh, to the top. So what I did to hack that was I literally cut out the jumper pattern as it was, missed off the neckband, and then actually drew round the hood from one of William's ready-to-wear tops that he got, added on 1.5 centimetres as my kind of seam allowance. So that was down the centre of the hood, so I cut 2 pieces facing, so I stitched down there. And then I added 1.5 centimetres all the way around the front as well, so that I could sew that underneath and then join it onto the neckband, and that's worked out quite well. The ears, I just drew those literally onto the fabric and cut those out, and then I cut 2 little slits inside the hood, and then I just placed the ears on the inside and then I just literally stitched it with a zigzag stitch on my sewing machine. So that works out quite well, to be honest. I have actually made this again since I made this little fleece version, but I think the fleece version probably works a little bit better for this hack because it's a little bit more stretchy than the other fabric, but I'll talk to you about that in a second. So this fleece I also bought from M2M Fabrics when I was buying the other jersey, and I think that's worked out quite nicely. I thought it was the perfect colour for Winnie the Pooh, so when I saw it I thought, yes, I've got to order that. But I did have to kind of sew up this and the jersey trousers quite quickly because you know what it's like, stuff gets in the way, and then before you know it, World Book Day is almost here and I still not made the outfit. But I managed to get it done just in time so that he could wear it to the nursery that he goes to, you know, the day before World Book Day. So that's great. So, and he got really good feedback from the ladies at nursery. They all really loved it. They all said how cute he looked. So I was really, really pleased with that. And I think William probably enjoyed wearing it as well. So yeah, that was that little project. You may notice it's a little bit creased because we've just got back from a holiday, and this was actually in one of the bags. It got a little bit creased, but that's the thing about fleece, it doesn't really matter, does it? And you know, he'll put it on and it'll probably look fine. But yeah, so that's that one. So the next thing that I wanted to share with you is actually, like I say, using the same patterns of the Poppy and Jazz strawberry sweatshirt for William. But I made this version using a more of a heavyweight sweatshirting fabric. So as you can see, I've put the ears on there as well, just at the top. But because this fabric has got a little bit less stretch to it, it basically just meant that it's more of a hassle to actually pull it down over William's head than the other one. So it will go on, and it is absolutely fine when it's actually on there. There's plenty of room, it seems, around the neck when the jumper is actually in place, but there's not too much stretch actually just around the neck to actually pull on the jumper in the first place. So if you are going to have a go at doing this hack, I would recommend using a jersey that's got slightly more stretch in it than I did for this version. So the next pattern that I wanted to chat to you about is actually something that I've made for my husband, and it was his birthday in March, so I wanted to make something for him. So I've actually used a pattern that I've used a few times before, and that is this Birder pattern. It's the 6718 pattern. You can see that there's a couple of different versions on the pattern pack. This is a little bit creased because it's been in my pattern drawer, and yeah, it's got a little bit creased because I've had it for a while. So you've got this hoodie version, so you can add on a patch pocket at the front or not if you want to, or you can do this more like higher neck version. You can put a toggle around the neck if you want to or not. I've left that off, but you've got a little bit of variety on there. So I think this is a great pattern. It fits my husband really well. I've actually made this for him in, I think it was the size medium. I'm not sure now, but yeah, but this is the pattern. So I would recommend it if you are looking for a project to make for a man, you know, your husband or boyfriend or dad or granddad or anything, a friend. So this is the jumper. So I will put in a picture of Neil actually wearing this. So you can see it's the same fabric that I used to make William's other jumper. I bought this sweatshirting fabric. It's really good quality, I think, from Pound Fabrics. So I've actually not bought anything from Pound Fabrics before, but a few people have told me about it, so I thought I'd give it a try. And I'm actually really pleased. Like, the fabric arrived really quickly, and it's got a lovely sort of fleecy, nice back to the fabric, and it just feels lovely against the skin. I didn't put any ears on Neil's version. A few friends have said, oh, why didn't you put ears on Neil's version? But I think he'd just think it was a bit silly. So I decided to actually leave those off. But yeah, this is a really lovely pattern. It looks great on him, and I thought it was a really nice birthday gift for him, because I don't know about you, but I really struggle to buy for my husband. I never really know what to get him. He doesn't really need anything, and if he just wants something, you know, he kind of sorts it out himself, I suppose. So I thought, wrapping these two little jumpers up together, this one fell out first, the small one, and then that one I just thought was super cute, and I think Neil really appreciated that. So but yeah, so that's that one. So like I said, I'd recommend trying it if you haven't already. Do let me know if you've got any recommendations also for making things for men. I always enjoy making different patterns and giving things a go. So yeah, just let me know below if you'd like to. So would you like to hear an update on what's going on with my house renovations? I know a few of you said that you may be interested. So we've got loads to do because we've moved into a 1960s time warp type house basically. So we've got quite a lot to do, but so far we've stripped off the wallpaper in the hall, up the landing, and we have now finished decorating the spare room. So I feel like we've done quite a lot considering we've only been in here for about 7 weeks or so, and it's quite difficult to fit around doing stuff with the family, looking after your toddler, you know, working and all that stuff really. So but I will put in some pictures of us kind of stripping off the wallpaper, and I'm going to put in a little bit of video footage of what it looks like now as well. I'm really hoping to have a go at decorating William's room soon. I've created a little Pinterest board of ideas of what to do for box rooms, but if you've got any ideas that you think that I might be interested in, then it would be great if you could let me know, you know, where I can find inspiration for doing a toddler's bedroom. Like I said, he's got a box room, so we've not got loads and loads of space, but if you've got any ideas of how I could arrange that with the cot, then that would be great. But like I said, I have been looking on Pinterest and there's loads of inspiration on there for playrooms and toddler bedrooms and, you know, box rooms and whatever. So but if you have got any specific thoughts, or you know, maybe you've tried something out yourself and it worked or it didn't work, I'd love to hear about that as well. So let's go on a bit of a guided tour. Here we are, that's the kitchen, and you can see we're now in the hallway. So we have kind of put a base coat of paint on here at the moment. If I scan down, you can see our lovely carpets. So these will be coming out at some point. We'll be replacing the front door shortly, hopefully as well. But yeah, so we're now in the process of, like I said, we've taken off the paper that was in here, and we're in the process of decorating kind of upstairs. We've got lots and lots to do. My husband has been painting the ceiling, so that's been quite a job, to be honest. We've had paint everywhere, but I think we're going to leave the banisters as they are, so this kind of area here, because I think that's quite a nice feature. I think we're going to keep this a kind of white colour. We're probably going to go for a runner type carpet up the stairs, and we're probably going to have this wall kind of a white colour as well. We may paint the stairs on the other side more of a green type colour, maybe a sage, something like that. I'm not sure if we're going to keep that little understairs cupboard door green or not. Maybe we'll make that white, but yeah, we've got quite a lot going on here. We're also hoping to replace the kitchen units at some point. So these are my kitchen units at the moment. So they're original 1960s, I think. But they're in quite good condition. I have been thinking about actually upcycling those, but I'm not sure yet, so we'll have to see how it goes. This afternoon I'm actually hoping to cut back some of the bushes in my garden. So as you can see, I've got quite a lot of bushes here that are quite overgrown. So I'm hoping to give those a little trim and kind of just tidy up the path a little bit, but not sure how far I'll get, but we'll see. I will of course keep you posted how we're getting on with all of the house renovations as we go, because I know that you were interested in that. But if you have enjoyed watching today, then like I said, please leave me a thumbs up. That would be amazing. Feel free to leave me any comments below if you'd like to, because I do love to chat to you in the comments section. And I'll see you again very soon. I've got lots of videos coming up. I am going to be doing my reveal video for the So Frugal 22 challenge. I've really enjoyed working on that, and I've actually managed to do a couple of different projects as part of that. So I'm really looking forward to kind of sharing what I've been up to on those. But until next time, I'll leave it there and say thank you very much for joining me today, and I'll see you soon. Bye.